Itagan missing jitab kolenjin ketaon tetutiet nebo Kass Mashinani neitun kong'eten ketesiet nebo Kass TV nesomanun logoiwek chebo Kass Mashinani kwane Victor Korir ako kitaunen ng'alalet netesetai kokonu kibagengeit noto borchingei imanda nebo kipkosobe en emetab Kenya noto nebo Kenya National Human Rights Commission ak noto kong'ololi icheket kotinygei ak kambakoshek anan itondo nebo kambakoshek chekotestai kobit kosubkei ak neregek chebo biikab emet akobo bilit nebo Finance Bill 2024 ak missing ko kit nekokomuch koyai serikali kotinygei ak notok en kosubkei ak nekomuch kobit kong'ung'unyet kobun biikab emet chemwoe kole kikimuch koboisien kimnotet nemiten barak missing ofisaekab police en kasarta nekimiten kobortos ak biikab emet chekiyoe kambaget en taonishek cheterter. Kimoche kenyorun ng'alalet nebo Kenya National Human Rights Commission kong'ololi en Nairobi asiketestai ak tetutiet nebo Kass Mashinani.
IMLU, International Center for Transitional Justice ICTJ Kenya, International Justice Mission IJM Kenya, Kariobangi Paralegal Network, Katiba Institute, Kenya Human Rights Commission KHRC, Kenyans for Peace, Truth and Justice KPTJ, Law Society of Kenya, Missing Voices, Shield for Justice, Social Justice Center Working Groups, Social Welfare Development Program, the Kenya section of the International Commission of Jurists, Transparency International, Usalama Reforms, Utu Wetu Trust, Women Empowerment Link. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. For this next segment of the press conference, we'd like to invite members of the press to field questions, if any, on what has just been done. Karibuni. Introduce yourself and the media house.
Get the question.
Could you repeat the question kindly?
Come closer.
And come closer.
So we
Yes.
can hear you well.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so in the afternoon, we're expecting President Ruto to be addressing the Gen Zs via Twitter X. But some Gen Zs, most of them actually, they are not for the dialogue. Perhaps what are your sentiments on that and what would you tell the Gen Zs with regards to de-escalating the issues in the country?
We clear now?
Yep.
Okay.
Can I go first? Oh, thank you so much. The opportunity that the president is presenting of having a discussion talk with the Gen Zs, the reason as to why the Gen Zs are against it is because already some very vocal activists are already banned from engaging with the government on X. So if indeed there was goodwill from him to talk, to have a dialogue, there should not be borders, that there are people who cannot do it and there are some who can do it. And that is why a lot of Gen Zs have decided not to participate in that. But then again, we've also seen the way a lot of youths who are coming out and claiming to be Gen Z's leader. And the other day, we saw that the president sat with some of them down and had a discussion without the knowledge of the other Gen Zs. And that is the reason as to why everyone is, the Gen Zs are resisting it. My advice to the president will be for him to be open to everyone, in truth and in justice, you know, because you don't ban some people from interacting with you, and then you're talking about telling the truth, or you're talking about justice. That is not justice at all. That is my take. Thank you.
Kasarta netesetai ng'alalet kobun ofisaek choto chebo kibagenge nebo Kenya National Human Rights Commission kotinygei ak kambakoshek chetesetai anan chekokotestai en emet konekit kotinygei ak Finance Bill ketokchinigei county nebo Kericho ole kakomongei factoritab chaik nebo Tegat Toror nemiten county noto komwa kole tokchingei koboisien tuyet nebo Special General Meeting anan SGM kotil ak konai lewenetab director nebo zonitab Ainamo notok ko John Chebochok angot kiyanchin anan kiesho lewenenyin kosubkei ak ng'alalet nekotestai kobit nekimwoitoen director inotok yautik chebo kanyaliletab kwonyik en mbarenikab chaik chebo kampunishek choto bo nootin ko multinationals. Kinyoru report neng'eten taonitab Kericho neibwech Robert Siele kong'ololi ak membaek anan kandoik chebo factory noto bo Tegat Toror.
Kong'ololjin siriikab logoiwek kokaibata tuyet nekayai directors chebo factoritab chaik nebo KTDA nebo Tegat Toror en komosta nebo Toror komwa nebo ng'echeret en factory noton Javed Chepkwony kole kokokwai temik directors chemoche icheket kotelelji kobaten takomiten tetutik ak ng'atutik chekisube.
Alenjok Toror Tea Factory ak Tegat kotesetai komie. Ng'alek chebendote en soet komoche alein kokoyai nomination temik akokon biik chekoproposen kotononji Tegat ak Toror.
Kosubkei ak Chepkwony kotokyingei nguni lewenisietab shareholders nekiyoe en tarik 18 arawaniton asikokwai icheket akoyochi chikilisiet directors chekokwai temik.
Ako amoche ale en tarik 18 arawetab 7 2024 kotun ketindoi special general meeting yebwone tononji anan icheket wanahisa chebo Tegat ak Toror sikoappointen directors ichoto koek chetononjin. Ko ngeyai boisionoto amoche amwa biikab Kalenjin ale komiten tuguk chekekere asikobit kiyan chi agetugul en chon koko temik. Yoto konyokeleweni directors chetononjin.
Kabiniton en kasarta nekokotestai ng'alalet ak kasimchinet kobun agenge en alikab chaik chebo Toror chekoesho lewenetab agenge en directors nebo zonitab Ainamo John Chebochok nebo koek director nebo komosaton akokon kamuisyetab kotelelsi aletab chaik chebo Toror en mwaet kole director naton kokilewen kokitinyke ak yautik chemokororon chebo kanyaliletab kwonyik en mbarenikab chaik chebo multinationals kasarta nekiboisien komosaton.
Sikobit kilelit ichek kokilewen ko ngot komi tashwishi agetugul ko betunoton koamuani wanahisa chebo Tegat ak Toror. So abaibai alenjok ak amwochi ng'weny komugul ale atestai awal chaikab Tegat ak Toror amun kisubi ng'atutik tugul chemoche ng'weny akobo kiwanda nechobe amitwogik notok ko agenge bo Tegat ak Toror.
Kamiten nebo ng'echeret koboto company secretary nebo Toror Dickson Kirui ak Charles Langat director nebo Ainamo Zone nemondo chekamwa kole isubi nguni arorutik ak ng'atutik chebo kampunit en boisionikwak amanyolu konyor kaiweisiet agetugul biikab emet ak alikab chaikab factory noton.
So ngot komalwech chaik ko mekomi kasit nekeyoe en biashara amun chaik kobo biashara. So kasome temik ak chitugul kikaikai alikab chaik walwech chaik kotatun ketar kasineb election.
Moche amwa ale boisietab Tegat ak Toror missing yekakeng'aa chaik ko keker kele kakialdechi biik cheboisien chaik choton amun kimi ng'wonyut nemi mashindano ako kitindoi factorisiek chechang chesindani ak Tegat ak Toror. So kitononjinikab Tegat ak Toror koani ale wanahisa kotun kocheng'e biik chenomegei akoyai boisiet nemuche kwaldechi chaik akonyor rabisiek.
Kong'eten county nebo Kericho, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Robert Siele.
Akakotyakta kibagengeit nebo National Fund for the Disabled of Kenya NFDK rabinik chesire million 10 chetokyingei teksetab sugulisiek ak kole anan korik cheruitos kipsomaninik chetinye kewelutik en borwek en komoswek cheterterchin chebo emoni. Kosubkei ak nebo ng'echeret en kibagenge notok Dr. Christina Pratt kotokyingei toretonotok kowal sobetab kipsomaninik choton tinye kewelutik en borwek ak kokimit somanenywan.
We build classrooms, we build dining rooms, we build ablution blocks, thank you. We build dormitories, we build projects according to the needs of each institution. We have 4 schools. Let me just get them. We have 4 schools that Professor Ojiambo has read out to you. Muri Ranjas, Rehabilitation Center that is in Central and in Muranga County. You are going to construct a dormitory at a cost of 2.7 million shillings. Today, your first tranche is 1,204,620 shillings. And you have, that's the first one. The second one is ACK Gatondori Primary School Special Unit, and we are constructing 3 classrooms at a cost of 2.661834. 2.6 million shillings. And then we have Mwingi Special School for the Hearing Impaired. And there we are going to be constructing 3 classrooms at a cost of 2,648,419 shillings.
Kakiyosiechi board nelel wendi kotononjin municipality nebo Kapsabet en county nebo Nandi ole tatat kotoi boisienywan nebo kondochi municipality notok. Kamwa governor nebo Nandi Stephen Sang kole tinye kamang'unet en board notok kole wendi konoptoi icheket municipality nebo Kapsabet mising ko kebeberta nebo tililindo anan sewerage system, letetab beek chetililen koboto tetutik alak chebendi koibu bandab tai nebo municipality nebo Kapsabet. Kinyoru report nebo Cornelius Keter.
That I shall always truly and diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya.
Kongololi eng taunetab Kapsabet eng igorta nekakiyosiechin board lelel nebo Kapsabet municipality, komwa governor nebo county nebo Nandi Stephen Sang kole kaimutiet neo nenyolu kokushi kong board inotok lel ko kabaraetab sewerage system nebo taunetab Kapsabet kosubkei ak nekokotestai kotesak biik eng tauninotok.
Because of the expanding needs, Kapsabet, the sewer system that works in Nandi County and Kapsabet particularly, was one that was built many years ago. Nadhani ni akina chairman walifanya kazi hiyo bwana Kitur hiyo miaka ya hapo mbali. Sasa Kapsabet imepanuka, manyumba ni mingi, tuko hata na affordable housing ya national government, which is going to give us about 2,000 houses that are supposed to be built in the next 2 to 3 years. The current sewerage system cannot support, and I'm happy that we have secured resources to expand the current sewer system in Kapsabet, and we have also acquired some piece of land, a new extended piece of land. Sasa hii maneno yote hii, nyinyi Kanawasco pamoja na municipality, there is work for you to do, and I hope you can work seamlessly.
Kamwa Sang kole nekit kowendi kiwang'u teksetab beekab keben ole wendi kotoreti meng'ikab county nebo Nandi konyor beek chetililen ak eng nyumnyumindo.
Hiyo project yetu ya Keben, because it has the capacity, and I'm very happy because we have worked around to ensure that that Keben project, kuna wakati ilikuwa imesukuma ikakuwa kidogo, it was made too small, it was only going to serve Kapsabet and maybe that area of Lesos. We have been able to expand it adequately. It is going to cover all the way to Mosoriot. Parts of Mosoriot, it will come to Baraton, it will cover Kapsabet, it will cover Nandi Hills, and support the current project that is ongoing in Nandi Hills, but also all the way to Kaptumo. So I think we are making very, very good progress.
Kotinygei ak letaetab beek koityi meng'ikab county nebo Nandi, komwa Sang kole wendi kotau serikalit himatoshek aeng chebo letaetab beek asikomuch koityi chong'indab meng'ikab county nebo Nandi koboto keit let kaimutikab rerunetab beek.
So hapa Nandi tutakuwa na 2 water companies, the rural water companies and the urban water company. The urban water company for us is Kanawasco. The rural one is what we are creating now, so that water projects yetu yote, every other time you go to a village, you put water project, inaanza kufanya kazi, after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, pipes ikipasuka, there is nobody to handle it, and nobody is able to run them, and before long, you realize that ile pesa ulikuwa umeweka kwa water projects imepotea because there was lack of maintenance, routine maintenance, and management of those water projects. Now we have agreed that we are setting up a rural company that will manage all our water projects across the county.
Kasom sang bodi noto kakiyosiechi kobois ak chemung'arainik eng municipality nebo Kapsabet ako toret icheket asikosuldae mung'arenwa ama eng kaimut age tugul.
What I need from you is the acumen, the passion, take time to work with the business community. Of course, you know katiba sasa watu lazima wafanye kazi na wenyewe. Stakeholders are critical. So unaona finance bill imekwama. Na ni Gen Z tu. Sasa hii tao diko na business community lazima ufanye kazi na wao. Just work with them because we want a working system here in Kapsabet.
Kongete taonitab Kapsabet eng county nebo Nandi, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Cornelius Keter.
Akong'eten Kapsabet ketokchinigei taonit nebo Eldoret ole kakokimit gavana nebo county nebo Uasin Gishu Jonathan B kole bo komonut kikimit atebet nebo kalyet kasarwek tugul asikomeng'is biik en kibagenge akobit kokanaptaak mung'aret. Bitunit eng kasarta nekoimuch kwo barak kayumetab aisurut en county notok koityi bilion 1.4. Kinyoru report nebo Isaac Kogei.
Kong'olole kasarta nekaituyet ak chemung'arainik koboto boisiekab miot eng county noto nebo Uasin Gishu kokimit Governor Jonathan B Chelilim kole makonyolu kotokebaorionji terchinosiekab bolotet mising ko netinyegei ak biikab mung'aret ole nyolu komeng'is biik tugul eng kibagenge.
Kararan Eldoret ak kemeche kalyet eng Uasin Gishu. Kitinye biik cheterchin chebo kutuswek alak kokile Uasin Gishu komakimeche kabila. Kimeche keyai boisiet kibagenge koyacham keyoe kila. Kitindoi dinishek cheterchin, kitinye kutuswek cheterchin, kitinye biik chekikobwa nyokwai mung'arosiek cheter. Kosubkei ak notok ko ngomite ng'alekab lagok chekobo wikit nekosirtoi kokakelechigei kimeche kemwa kalyet eng Uasin Gishu amu ki 2007-2008 kokitakinyoru shida nekitang'emak emet. Kemeche keashuan kekochi hakikisho wafanya biashara chebo Uasin Gishu, kekochi hakikisho biikab Uasin Gishu kelenji kakile indou kalyet eng boisiet age tugul.
Some biik chemung'arainik kobwa koyai mung'aret eng taonitab Eldoret kosubkei ak newendi konaptookse taonitab Eldoret koek city eng konekit.
Kimeche kora biikab mung'aret kobwa Eldoret amu konekit kokokas ole kieku city. Ko kimeche kobwa wafanya biashara tugul ako kosubkei ak nekile own source revenue chekokiumi chepkondok kobun chemung'arainik for the first time in history nebo Uasin Gishu kokiit 1.4 billion. Tomo keiteno eng kenyisiek chekikosirto ko amu kararan environment nebo mung'aret.
Mwae ine kole koiwekta let mising cholwoknatet nekoisuldae alake eng neranik chotok chebo Uasin Gishu ng'emisiet ole ilosu chemung'arainik ak biikab county noto nebo Uasin Gishu chekiimuch kolipan aisurut kit noto nekoityi kokanaptaak icheket koityi silingishek bilionit 1.4 kweetab aisurut noto nebo own source revenue.
Kobo kaberyang'it nekosirtoi ko chang tugun chekiyookis. Kokinyoru kabisa akot eng Uasin Gishu inegei county inendet koboto biikab mung'aret ko nekit 500 million asenet nekikinyoru. Kioro ole kikibel karishek, kinyikebel kotini, kikibel library, kikibel komostab mung'arosiek alak kekele kikinyoru asenet neo, lakini kakelechigei ko Uasin Gishu kemeche kenetkei kerib tugukchok chekitindoi amu malichu kicheng'e kobo lagokyok.
Akot kunotok kosubkei ak CPA Joanna Lamai, director noto nebo revenue eng county nebo Uasin Gishu, kokolany mising aisurut agoi silingishek bilionit 1.4 nganda kokomuch kosuldae lipanet chemung'arainik kebeberta 16 ichegei.
Len analysis kekere kenyit kekere biik karibu 60% chekolipan ng'alekab license ak 20% chekolipan en ng'alekab land rates. So kokimwoe kole oye takomi kenyit ako tokotestai tom keker. Ngeker kenyit koker kenyit lakini makeker eng ng'alekab aisurushek. Ko kito nekakimwoe biik chetom kolipan ako kikoib invoices kaikai tom kende penalties kele mising katekekonu sine kokile ngotakekwei amu kiyake mapping ako kingeyai mapping kenyoru 44,000 businesses chemi Uasin Gishu. So biik chekolipan karibu 24,000 chun alak kokisom kibwone ameche kero kole kakilya sikeboisie robinichu eng panganutikab serikalit. So ko tukyoto choto chekokinde ako bwone nyikeyae mapping kora sikenai kole ano ak mung'areshek ata chekobwa eng yu kong'ete ain tugul kakiyai mapping nekibo mwisho ak nguno
Kong'eteke taonitab Eldoret eng county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Isaac Kogei.
Ako imuch kondochi flagging off anan kasaiseretet nebo kipsomaninik 14 chetetat kobo sugulishekab barak cheterter en emet nebo Marekani en betutab ko 4 kasi kasargeletab county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet kobun tetutiet nenaat kou PEPEA ole tokchingei tetutyonoto kimut kaitet neo nebo neranik konyor somanet ak boisionik en emotinwekab sang. Akong'ololi kasarta nekoindochi tetutyonoto komwa gavana nebo Elgeyo Marakwet Wesley Rotich kole testai serikalitab county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet kotoreti alak en kipsomaninik chete 20 kora konyor visa asikomuch koruto koba emotinwek chotok en konekit. Kinyoru report nebo Timothy Kiplimo.
Leo hii wale wamepata visa ni watoto 14, tuko na wengine 20 na karibu 24 pia wako kwa process wakitafuta visa.
Kaindochi gavana nebo Elgeyo Marakwet katiaktaetab kipsomaninik cheite 14 kobun county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet chekonyor scholarship nebo somanet kobun labatet. Oleng trials chebo labatet nekikiyai eng taonitab Kei nebo kenyini kokikilewen rwoik cheite 34 konyor scholarships noto. Ole kamwa gavana nebo Elgeyo Marakwet Wesley Rotich kole tesetai kotoreti serikalinyi alak eng neranik choto konyor visa en kasarta netetat keyai trials alak en arawet nenyoni en county nitok.
Wako na challenges pia kidogo ya visa, lakini tuko tunashughulikia. Lakini sasa leo hii 14 wanaenda na in August again tutafanya trials zingine. Huwa tunafanya trials kwa kila sub county, Marakwet East, Marakwet West, Keie North na Keie South, na pia tunakuja kufanya final ya county ili tu select. Last time tuli select 34. We are hoping that again we can select another 40 ili tutoe watoto wetu.
Kamach gavana Rotich siki kokoitiet ak cherset lagokwak mising ko chetinye talantaishek asikonyorune kelchin tetutyonoto.
Hatuwezi kosa watoto wetu ambao wako na talanta, wako wingi sana. Hao wenye wako na talanta ya kukimbia waende, wakifika pale wasome pia, wakicombine kukimbia na masomo inabadilisha. So nataka nishukuru wazazi kwa hiyo sacrifice ya kukubalia watoto wao wafanye hivyo, na niambie wazazi wengine, wale wengine wote, kuwa mzazi ambaye anapeana matumaini kwa mtoto. Usikuwe mzazi ule anaua mtoto matumaini. Mzazi ni mtu wa kupeana matumaini, kuambia watoto yake fanya hii tutapona. Mzazi ni ule anatembea kwa maofisi kuuliza information alafu anapelekea watoto wake. Usikuwe mzazi ambaye kazi yake ni kuambia watoto hakuna mahali nyinyi mnaenda, mambo yenu imeisha. Let us be parents who give hope to our children ili vijana wetu wasihangaike. The reason why tunaona shida mingi kwa vijana wetu Kenya ni kwamba hakuna mtu ameonyesha mielekeo. Sisi wote tumeamua kuambia vijana maisha imekwisha. So tukiambia hivyo wanapotea.
Kosubkei ak coach neindochin tetutyonoto Wilson Chepkwony kotesetai komong'ugei kaitet neo nebo neranik eng tetutyonoto ole kaikoito kayomiset kole kibendi kekochin chi age tugul boroindo nebo kotyem kochengchigei boroinwekab scholarship.
The number is increasing. So tunaomba watoto wetu wenye wako nje huko, tukitangaza date ya August, mjitokeze kwa wingi, mkuje kabisa. Hii program iko sawa, itakupeleka mbali.
En kasarata kokaboibochi alak en kipsomaninik ak sigik tetutyonoto en mwaet kole konyor ichek walutikab sautikwak akot en kasarta nekikotestai komuita mising kokenyi boroinoto.
It has always been a challenge for a very long time to maneuver around all these things about getting a school, applying for embassies and getting dates. So it's been a very big challenge because of also lack of enough knowledge. I also want to thank our fellow students for holding on. Training around here is not easy. You have to invest a lot of time, a lot of energy, and we spend a lot of years here to make this dream come true.
Tumepitia mambo mengi wakati wa embassy, wakati tunashughulikia watoto wakiwa camp, waprovidea food, waprovidea maneno ya kwenda mazoezi, trials and everything. Nashukuru wazazi sana kwa kujitolea.
Kong'ete taonitab Iten en county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass TV, kanenyu ko Timothy Kiplimo.
Kosubkei ak ni kokake teksetab sukulitab barak nebo Koitalel Samoei University nekitetat ko kaketech en komosta nebo Samoei en komosta nebo Nandi Hills, kokakomong'e alak en meng'ikab Nandi Hills koboto kandoikab komosatak ak kora kotet igorto neo netete ichek ng'alalen akobo kit nekiyai teksetab sukulinotok kokakei ak kenyoru report nebo Nelson Tarbi.
Amwa Edwin Talam ak Edwin Rono che ichek kondochin tetetab tuyonoto kole kikokakai teksetab sukulinoto ole kitetat kokaketech eng komasato bo Samoei.
Kikokake teksetab university ni amu ki 2005 kokikonyo Kibaki kesom university koyan. 2017 konyo president Uhuru Kenyatta nokolumda koitanyun kobwane ak wakati natak deputy president ne president nguno Daktari William Ruto. Ko kikibwotini kele katoige kasit ak kwo tai. Koman ko kibwa chepkondok chetai million 100 ketoi construction netai. Kimi kwenuno ketech chepkondok. Atya ngep komi kwenuni kosis tekset akoi sai.
Kebor ichek kaimetabkei eng mwaet kole kikowekta lenito tesetab tai nebo taonitab Nandi Hills ole kitetat konyorune kelchin meng'ikab Nandi teksetab sukulinoto.
Ko kosubkei ak ng'alekab university nekitelel ko kitelel mung'aret age tugul nekimi kimaswechuto tugul amu kibwotyin biik chebo area the entire community kole yebit university ni komuch kokanapta areait neu Nandi Hills town.
Kwana kinde koita ko kiwo barak maketab mbarenik chenekite Samoei yuto. Kial biik plotisiek, kwal biik mbarenik kobwotyin kole kakonyo borotet nebo university. Lakini ki baadaye nguno komatakobit matumaini eng sai amu tom matesetai kasit eng yun. Angot nguno beitab mbarenik chenekite yotok kokwo ng'ony. Nebo aeng taonit nebo Nandi Hills ko kokibwotchini koet kosubkei ak kokakinde university yo. Lakini sai ndenyone taonitab Nandi Hills kokwo ng'ony mung'aret nea.
Kounoto kotete ichek tuyet neo eng betutab mutai asikobit kong'alale tesetab tai nebo sukulinoto.
Ng'alek cheking'olole betutab mutai ko kokitach biik tugul kobwa kokwetab Samoei nursery ko mami siaset age tugul. Agenda neking'olole betunoto ko ng'alekab university.
Kisome kityo meng'ik tugul chebo yutok Nandi Hills, Kapsimotwo, Chepkunyu, Kolesos akoi Kaptumo, Kilipwani olin wote olimbo Cheswe akoi Masimba Kipsigak, Kapsimotwo Korektonin akoi nimbo Siret. Kebwa mutai Samoei nursery neketebe ng'ony kepangan kenai kele kakiai ne, kilya, kimwa ne akobo sukulini asikokaswech serikali akichek kebe tai.
Kong'eteke Nandi Hills eng county nebo Nandi logoiwekab emet chebo Kass. Kainenyu ko Nelson Tarbei.
Ak chitab kolenjin makewekchingei ng'alalet nekinyoru en tai nekobo kibagengeit neborchingei imandab kipkosobei en emetab Kenya nebo Kenya National Human Rights Commission ng'ololi icheket akobo kambakosiek chekokotestai keborionji en emetab Kenya missing ko kotinygei ak ribet anan ko ng'emet nebo imanda nebo biik chekomiten oret koyoe kambaget en oret nebo kalyet ak konyor icheket alak en icheket kakotenosiek kobet alak sobonwek kosubkei ak kimnotet neo nemwaat kele kiboisien ofisaekab polis en kasarta nekibortos ak biikab emet chekiyoe kambaget. Kinyoru ng'alalet nebo ofisaek choto indochin kibagenge noto bo Kenya National Human Rights Commission.
The Senior Program Advisor for Transitional Justice. And I'll continue with the next segment of the statement. The latest report by the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, which has been consistently monitoring and documenting protests and related violations, indicates that the brutal force deployed by security forces has so far resulted in 41 deaths, 361 injuries, and 674 arbitrarily arrested persons. Moreover, the protesters and their supporters have not only been targeted on the streets, but also through clandestine abductions, enforced disappearances, incommunicado detention, and in most cases, subsequent release without being brought before the court of law. The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights has reported a total of 34 cases of abductions and enforced disappearances, with the two latest incidents being reported on Monday, the 1st of July 2024. Civil society actors and human rights defenders offering critical support to affected victims involved in advocacy for accountability have not been spared. There are increasing incidents of security surveillance and threats against these actors, creating a direct affront to the rights of the affected individuals and a chilling effect that has the potential to stifle sector effectiveness. Good morning, members, ladies and gentlemen of the press. My name is Washira Waheire. I'm the coordinator of the National Victims and Survivors Network. We welcome the assurances given by the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, Director of Public Prosecutions, ODPP, and Minister for Interior, that all individuals, including police officers, involved in unlawful killings and facilitating and financing goons and criminal activities during the protests will be held accountable. In this regard, we wish to emphasize that the Constitution vests the ultimate responsibility for preventing violations of the right to protest and related rights by its own agents and third parties, investigations and prosecutions of violators, and provision of effective remedies to victims on the state. Furthermore, in line with the principle of superior command responsibility, security officers in command positions should be held individually liable if they knew or ought to have known that their subordinates were involved in or planned to use unlawful force, lethal weapons, and live ammunition to manage protests and fail to take specific measures to prevent, respond, or report the violations. Notably, in line with the principle of superior command responsibility, 12 senior police officers are currently facing murder charges under the International Crimes Act of 2008 for the atrocities and serious crimes that happened in Kisumu during 2017 post-election-related protests and violence, which led to the bludgeoning and death of 6-month-old Samantha Pendo, baby Pendo, other killings and sexual and gender-based violence classified as crimes against humanity. This should send a strong message to superior officers in the ongoing protests.
Good morning, members of the press. My name is Stephen Bogwa Wanjiro. I'm a council member with the Law Society of Kenya. And I wish to proceed the statement and say that to this end, we call on the Minister for Interior, that is Professor Kindiki, Inspector General of Police, Japhet Koome, Director of Criminal Investigation, Ms. Bwana Igonga, Director of National Intelligence Service, Bwana Haji, to initiate the following immediate measures. 1, cease all abductions and forced and involuntary disappearances. 2, cease surveillance, threat and intimidation of human rights defenders and civil society actors. 3, provide adequate security measures to counter the infiltration of criminal elements and facilitate the exercise of the right to peaceful protest by all citizens who may wish to participate in the commemoration of Sabasaba demonstrations on Sunday, 7th July 2024. 4, withdraw all lethal crowd control weapons, stop use of live ammunition, and prioritize non-violent measures to ensure public order and safety during protests. 5, facilitate unconditional release of all individuals arbitrarily arrested and detained for participating in the protest. 6, facilitate the presentation of all individuals arrested and detained for unlawful activities to face charges before a court of law within 24 hours, as is legally required by our Constitution.
Good morning. My name is Christine Alai. I'm the Vice Chairperson of the International Commission of Jurists, Kenya chapter. I continue with our statement. We further call on the Independent Policing Oversight Authority and the Director of Public Prosecutions to take the following immediate action. First, to fast-track investigations and initiate prosecutions against individuals who are liable for the unlawful use of excessive force and lethal weapons that have led to deaths, injuries, abductions, and enforced disappearances, amongst other violations and crimes. Secondly, in recognition of existing laws, the government's constitutional obligations, and established international human rights and criminal law norms, we ask that the investigations and prosecutions should be broad enough to encompass liability against superior security officers who fail to respond or to prevent violations committed by their subordinates under their watch.
Chitab kolenjin kibendi kimunye kasarta nematyan asikeweken ketesta ak tetutiet noto bo Kass Mashinani.